Hello everybody! If you want all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 837, The Silent Phone, Upper Beginner. Mrs. Green lived alone in a flat near the sea. She loved her old telephone. It was a heavy black machine that sat on her kitchen table. Every day she waited for it to ring. Sometimes it was her sister, sometimes her neighbour, but often it was silence. She liked the sound of the bell because it meant someone was thinking of her. One rainy afternoon the phone rang loudly. Mrs. Green ran to answer it. "Hello?" she said, but there was no voice on the other end. She heard only the sound of waves crashing against the rocks. It was the same sound she heard outside her window. She listened closely. The voice on the line was not human. It sounded like the ocean speaking in a low, deep hum. "Who is this?" she asked. The sound of waves grew louder. Then a clear message came through. "The storm is coming," the voice said, "but you are safe inside." Mrs. Green felt a chill run down her spine. She looked out the window. The sky was dark grey and the wind was strong. How could the phone know about the storm? She held the receiver tight. "Thank you," she whispered. The line went silent again. Just then, the power in the flat went out. The lights died and the room became dark. Mrs. Green sat in the chair, listening to the wind howl outside. She was not afraid anymore. She knew the phone was watching over her. The storm lasted all night. When the sun rose the next morning, the power came back on. Mrs. Green picked up the phone. It rang once, twice, and then stopped. She waited, but it did not ring again. She smiled and made breakfast. She knew the ocean had spoken to her, and she would never forget that strange, quiet day. The phone sat quietly on the table, waiting for the next call. If you learned a new word today, please make sure to subscribe so you can practice again next time. Vocabulary notes. Routine. Meaning, a sequence of actions that you do regularly and in the same way, often without thinking about it. In the first story, Mr. Henderson had set a routine every morning. Example, he was a quiet man who liked his routine. Every morning he drank tea and read the newspaper. Similar words. Habit, schedule, custom, pattern. Usage note. We often use routine to describe daily life. You can say daily routine or morning routine. If a routine is boring, we might say it is monotonous. Curious, meaning wanting to know or learn about something. It describes a feeling of interest that makes you want to investigate or ask questions. Example, Mr. Henderson felt curious. He walked closer and touched the cold metal handle. Similar words. Interested, inquisitive, eager, puzzled. Usage note. Be careful not to confuse curious with strange. A person is curious, they want to know, but a thing can be curious, meaning strange or unusual. For example, it was a curious object, means the object was strange. Crashing, meaning making a loud noise because two hard objects have hit each other with force. In the story, it describes the sound of large waves hitting the rocks. Example, but there was no voice on the other end. She heard only the sound of waves crashing against the rocks. Similar words. Hitting, colliding, smashing, pounding. Usage note. This verb is very common when describing the sea or storms. You can also use it for cars. The cars crashed. Or computers. My computer crashed. The noun form is a crash. Whispered, meaning To speak very softly using only your breath and not your vocal cords, usually so that others cannot hear you clearly. Example: "Thank you," she whispered. Similar words: murmured, mumbled, murmured, spoke softly. Usage note: people whisper when they are in a library, when they are telling a secret, or when they are scared. The opposite action is to shout or scream. Howl, meaning to make a long, loud, sad or angry cry. Animals like wolves howl, but the wind can also howl when it blows very strongly. Example: Mrs. Green sat in the chair listening to the wind howl outside. Similar words: roar, scream, wail, shriek. Usage note: when describing the wind, howl suggests a very strong and scary storm. If the wind is gentle, we might say it whistles or rustles through the trees. Story written by Lumo. Image created by onemin.ai. To read, see all the story's content in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. CC Music, drifting at 432 Hz, Unicorn Heads.